Say no more. Yo, that is maybe the best. That's like one of the best taglines ever.
Everybody say no more podcast.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Yo, it's your boy Wayne. My life, not yours, man. We're getting straight into it. Season 4.
Why?
Hold on, let me get this up now. Ooh. Yeah. What are your 3 favorite types of books?
My 3 favorite types of books are definitely nonfiction. I love a real story. Mm-hmm. Something about someone's life, like back in high school, I read the Jeffrey Dahmer book. Even before Jeffrey Dahmer, you know? And so I read that as a high schooler, and I was like, damn, this motherfucker was crazy. So that, and then probably like a nice sci-fi, like on the fiction side, if I had to say.
Okay.
Sci-fi, yeah, for sure.
What are 3 podcasts that you recommend, or a must podcast you recommend?
Say no more.
Hey, hey, let me the Don DeMarco. Wrong one. But no, that's dope right there. You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah. There's this guy I really like named Case Kennedy. He does a podcast. I can't. The name is escaping me right now, but he has like relationship podcasts, and then also I like podcasts with women of color for sure.
Yeah.
Can't think of one off the top of my head. There's so many great ones, but yeah, anyone to support my queens out there for sure.
Hey, you heard her.
Yeah.
3 favorite type of movies.
I love a documentary. I was just talking to a friend about this today. I love a documentary like Blackfish, like about SeaWorld. Fuck SeaWorld.
Yeah,
Can I swear on here?
Yeah, you can cuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love a documentary. I like Wakanda. I'm really excited for that one. I'm not really into Marvel, but I'm excited for Wakanda. And then just a nice feel-good movie. Like I liked Life of Pi, Titanic.
Life of Pi, that's a classic
That's
right there.
a really good movie. Yeah.
Horror movies or comedies?
Comedy. Like, I really like Dave Chappelle. I love that man. So I'll watch the fuck out of Dave Chappelle. So yeah.
Spirit or Delta?
Oh, what? Is that even a question?
That's that ask.
Spirit. No, I'm just saying. Nah, it's Delta all the way. I will never. If I want to land the plane myself, I'll fly Spirit.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's enough for that. Special guest in the building, man. Young author in the building. I just read her book, man. It was dope. I'm actually gonna title the episode "Why Do You Have Stories to Tell?"
Let's get
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm sitting here with Leila.
Leila Weah, that's me.
That's her right here. Let me get a Don DeMarco for her.
Don DeMarco.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Don DeMarco for sure. So let's just kind of get into it because I want to definitely talk about certain stuff in the book, but I want to kind of start with like you said something in the book that kind of resonated with me where it was like a lot of people don't, you know what I mean, in our community, mental health. Yeah. And I saw like how you were saying in the book, like how you was so hard for you to open up to people and how egos. All that stuff will get in the way of your mental health, and you realize one day, I'm holding myself back, and this is, you know what I mean? So like, and then like the stuff about Kendrick, you know what I mean? Because I love how I always tell people music saves the world. Like it kind of keeps. I mean, I know the world's fucked up at certain things, but I feel like music kind of is like one of the last real arts where it's like we can really, connect. You know what I mean? Connect
as a community for sure.
Yep. So like, at what moment did you realize you wanted to make a book in your life? Like, what moment was it for you?
So I told this story before to my best friend. So I was on my way to Chicago to her birthday party. It was in Chicago this past July. I had recently gone out of a relationship that was 10 months, almost hit a year. And I was, it's summertime. I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, we got out of a relationship late June, early July. So I'm like, I'm going through that like little depressive state. I'm sad. And I'm like, I want to channel this, but not in a toxic way. I want to channel all this sadness, grief, anger, distress, all this. But I'm an artist, so I was like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to just let all my thoughts out. And at first it started as, I was going to title my book My Internal Monologue because I be thinking. I be having a lot of thoughts, man. But I was like, no, that's too blunt and to the point. And so I was like, okay, let me just start writing. So I just started writing. At first it came off as like a bunch of random shit, like a bunch of different thoughts that I've had. I was like, let me talk about my healing experience because my past relationship contributed to a big part And one of the stories in there actually, less than 1,000 or 1 million, comma A. That was about that relationship that I actually had gotten out of, and that was the story about us and everything. And I was like, let me talk about this. But also, my breakup channeled into a lot of other things, my mommy issues, my daddy issues,
Right.
stuff with my friends, all that. So I was like, let me just let this all loose. And I did. And I cried a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I cried a lot during the writing process for sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like when you putting yourself out there, it's like you're literally. It's almost like you going inside your mind to your vote, and you giving people, you know what I mean, the safe to the money and all that shit. So it's it's literally. I understand like you going through that, but it probably felt hella good afterwards though, right?
Man, the biggest sigh of relief. And honestly, when I read my final manuscript, I gave myself a round of applause. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like to play the humility role, the humbleness, and I like to be like, oh, like writing, like anyone could write a book, but it's like, but who really sits down and writes a book?
Exactly.
So I was like, you know, Leila, you did your thing. Like, you really, and like, people are gonna hopefully resonate with this. And I've gotten feedback, and it's been very touching. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I mean, like, this is dope. I hope it inspires people to, like, open, like, you know, to find therapy, you know what I mean? To focus on mental health, you know what I mean? To let go of, leave toxic situations, because, and it's funny because you're 21, or you're 22?
22, yeah.
You're 22, so and you're younger now, and you have, like, you know, your generation, because I'm 29, your generation, you know, I would say both our generations, but, you know, the younger side of it is like, whoa, the shit that they embrace, it's like, it was totally different from when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I graduated high school 2011, so it's like, I look at the shit and I'm like, damn, I can't give my nephew certain advice on shit when it's a whole different ball game now. Like I see girls say bro. Most of the young girls, you know, say bro more than that. And I see the younger dudes, they just way more disrespectful than ever now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's almost like, I said this on Twitter once. I was like, y'all was so mean to the girls. Y'all made the girls act like men. Yeah, like tough, like tough, I believe that.
Oh, 100%. And like, there were subtle hints, you know, a lot of the things that I went through, I didn't go too in depth because, and I said at the end of the book, like, give me 5 more years, I got y'all on another book. But like, there's a definite, and I was just talking about this yesterday, there's a definite change in like that love that men and women have between each other. I can't let my guard down in front of these men sometimes. And I really be like embodying that masculinity sometimes, like, hey bro, like da-da-da-da. Like, no, I want to be soft, I want to be feminine, but you have to feel safe around that too. And I agree with you. It's hard to let your guard down as a woman because these men, they disrespect. Some do. Yeah,
I mean, I'm one of the dudes, I hold people accountable for shit, and I just be looking at the whole thing, and I'll be like, bro, if y'all wouldn't, I'm not like, my pops didn't raise me to be a dude that blames somebody, you know what I mean? Yeah. I always try to find a solution. I always say, like, bitching, complaining without a plan is just bitching.
It is.
Like, you don't have a solution, you just want to talk. That's why it's like, I don't like doing that shit. So it's like, I don't get along with people that like naturally do it. Yeah. So instantly when I see them doing that, like a situation where it's like, oh, a situation where it's a guy and a girl, they're arguing about their relationship, and the guy puts the girl on blast for whatever, and it's just like, bro, that shit's so weak to me, because you gotta like y'all both look weak, but like to me, like, and I don't even want to sound sexist, but I was raised old school. I'm like, as a man, you should like be the leader and like not do that type of shit, like accountability.
That's that positive masculinity versus toxic masculinity, because fuck that bitch. That's my little, we gonna be cool the next day. Like, no, like, a woman's not gonna stay around forever.
They not. And then, like, women have breaking points. Like, I always tell my homies that be, you know what I mean? And, like, I be like, you don't want to go out like Steve McNair. Are you familiar with that?
I don't know, but he sounded like he went all bad.
Man, so Steve McNair he was a great football player. He's a quarterback. He played for the Tennessee Titans. He was married, had 3 kids.
Right.
He started to mess with some younger chick that worked at Dave & Buster's, right?
Dave & Buster's is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Shout out to them, for real. But he started working with her. They became, you know, exactly. And basically, she fell in love for him. She fell in love with him, and he basically tried to end it. He was telling her all these things, allegedly. Long story short, she kills him and kills herself while on his lap.
Oh, what?
And I just look at situations like that, and I'm like, you know, like kind of how you just said, like, yo, the fuck that little bitch. It's just like, bro.
Men and women are crazy, and love will make you do some real fucked up shit.
Because I was gonna bring up OJ next, where it's like it's always two sides to the coin. That's why it's like what's your advice like on like, you know what I mean, like dealing with like a toxic situation and shit like that? Like, because I know you said you don't if anything come of your piece, fuck, you know what I mean?
You gotta go. Yeah, no, and I'm at that. So I had this boyfriend. I was off and on with this man for like 2 years, like beginning of college, and it just got so toxic. And looking back at it now, I was like, Leila, what the fuck were you doing? You wasted 2 years. And it's like, I don't deal with it. That's the thing, is like, even when I hear like the people in my circle like, oh yeah, my man doing this, girl, leave that man. Yeah. And but the problem with our society is though too, is we make it as if there's so many options, and that's a big. There's a certain threshold of when you should really just sit down with the person and like, hey, is this really toxic to the point of we got to break up, or can these things be fixed and mended? Right. But if it gets to the point of y'all arguing every day, no type of agreements, no common ground on nothing, like that's when I say like, protect that peace and keep it pushing, because everyone comes into your life for a reason. That person came into your life to teach you a lesson.
Yep. I agree with that 1,000%. I've always said that, like, because people, you know, in our community, we always believe in this whole, oh, no, I know them for this long, so I can't let them go. Fuck that.
Let them.
Let that motherfucker
you know
go.
Your mama, all them, for, like, you know, like, you've known these people for 2 years, but time don't mean nothing. In love, someone who you've known for 3 years or someone you've known for 3 hours could treat you better than that person you've known for 3 years.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Like straight, like I've always say, like, and I always use this as an example doing a podcast shit, because like strangers support me more than people that actually. It's crazy. I'll be like, man, what the fuck? Like, I remember, because I'll be honest, I'm a St. Paul guy. Like, if I'm not in St. Paul, I'm probably out of town, but I don't be going to Minneapolis like that.
Yeah.
I know. I go there when I'm like a part-time photographer, so go there. I go to St. Louis Park to take pictures. But I was out there a couple weeks ago. It was at the North Loop, and I was at one of them bars, and like two of the bouncers like, oh yeah, you do the podcast, and I'm like, oh word? He's like, yeah, say no more, and I'm like, oh shit.
But you big time.
I don't be feeling like that though.
That's that humility though, that humbleness. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's good.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that for sure. You said something in your book, and that kind of was another thing that stuck with me. I wanted to ask you about that, because you said your soulmate doesn't always have to be your, you know, a person like an intimate relationship. Yeah. I've never heard that before. Can you kind of elaborate? Like, yeah, kind of like. Yeah. Because I know you explained it in the book clearly, you know what I mean? But can you like tell the people kind of like, your reasoning?
My best friend, AR, that's who I refer to her as in my book. She is my soulmate. Like, that girl is my best friend, and she knows everything about me, and she knows every little detail. And like, I don't remember. So when I was in that really toxic relationship, I thought that man was my soulmate. What? That man is not my soulmate. Like, that was a really dumb conclusion to come to. But I did a lot of like TikTok, right? That'll really sway your opinion. Like, the internet has such a chokehold on us. So I really started going through soulmate and blah, blah, blah. I was like, this guy's gotta be my soulmate. He's gotta. But then when I really started looking into soulmate, because there's a science behind it, I was like, he's not here. I feel like I've known AR from another life. Right. Like, I've known this girl, I think we were 5, and like, we just connect on such a different level, like platonically, that I don't think I could ever get with another person. Obviously, romantically, like, I might find my soulmate, but that friendship, and my ex has told me before too, like, when we were together, he said, like, the bond that you girls have is like a bond that a lot of people want. Right. And I pride myself on that, and I've been going, you know, that girl's been rocking with me forever. So it doesn't have to be a romantic person. Your soulmate could be your fucking grandma. Right. It's just, do you connect with that person on a deeper level that is enriching to your soul? Because it's soul. Right. And then mate. That's my mate. You know what I mean? So
that means y'all got to get your head out the gutter when she says that. You know what I'm saying?
Please. Because, like, if the person is not good for your soul, please don't think that person's your soulmate. That is a toxic waste that you got to get rid of. So, yeah. Yeah,
no, that's cool. That's cool for he just texted me. That's why I was just he said I'm about to grab my bag. I'm like, all right. Awkward. Well, you can stay, bro.
Hey, we having fun. Come on.
No, seriously. But that's just dope though, because like even with that, like you said, it kind of changed the narrative of thing. Like I want more people to hear that, just see and hear how you broke that shit down, because you know what I mean. It was funny when you said it, because in my mind, it was like, damn, I thought a soulmate has to be, you know what I'm saying?
Romantic.
Romantic, where it's like, damn, nah. So shout out to that, man. You a real critical thinker. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you. You gotta, you gotta have those people who think outside the box sometimes. And everyone has their own. I think I even said in there, everyone has their own definition of soulmate. And then at the end, I said, but mine is my best friend, AR.
Right.
So whatever. If you think that man who you've been rocking with since fucking 2005, who treats you like shit, is your soulmate, more power to you. But everyone has a different definition of it for sure. So that's what I definitely carry with that.
No, that's definitely the way to go about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. So what are 3 things that you can not live without?
I can't live without my car. I love my car so bad. I love my car. I would say my cat, Asa. I love her to death. And then what's another thing I can't live without? Probably water.
Water, yeah.
Water.
You know what's funny? I was reading something the other day. Well, my man said something the other day, and then I had to go look into it. Mm-hmm. Tell me if you ever heard of this H3O?
H3O?
Have you ever heard of that?
Isn't that like a fucking band or something?
See, I don't see. Man, I swear to God, these vegan niggas, when they get these books, these vegan niggas get a hold of it. Yeah, these niggas are like aggressive Candyman. You know, like Candyman, they're like aggressive ass Candyman niggas. Yo, you better not be eating that, brother. Yo, brother.
Not the brother.
Yeah, like, yo, brother, you know that's not good for you, brother. That's swine. So basically, he was on this spiel talking about H3O and talking about how H2O, the water we drink, is not. It's dead water. It's not a lot. That's what I'm saying. I'm just sitting there listening to this shit. I'm like, all right. So I'm like,
continue.
So I'm like, you don't drink water no more, bro? He's like, nah, I drink water, but all my water comes from fruits. So I'm like, so you just eat fruits, you don't drink water at all? So
fruit juice.
Fruit juice, basically. I mean, like, it's definitely refreshing, but I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here,
I know
man.
his
like,
pee yellow.
Yeah.
Because like if you think about it, that can't be healthy.
And like acid and all, like the acid in the fruits and shit that come. Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Like a pineapple.
Yeah, like nah. I told him about that. That's what I said. I was like, listen, bro, you can't be out here telling people not to drink water.
No, because people be trying to spread propaganda. I'm like, hey, let people stay in your lane. Like if water's been working for us for how many billions of fucking years, we sticking to it.
And you know what's fucked up? Sadly, that's my argument when it comes to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now in the black community, when it comes to Mama Sunday cooking,
yeah,
in our past history, we definitely eat bad. But when people say shit like, yo, don't eat no meat at all, you have to go straight vegan, I'll be like you just said, I'm like, yo, my nigga, there's been people that's been living for hundreds of years and them niggas ate meat at a certain point of their life.
Why we gonna switch it up now?
Right. That's what I'll be saying. It's like, it's almost like we're really in this fucking monopoly.
Oh, absolutely. This fucking society we're living in is so monopolized and it's crazy, and people are so concerned about what's going on in other people's lives.
Sad.
And it's just like even with the Kanye shit. Don't pay that man no mind.
Man, it's funny you said. I was gonna ask you about. I swear to God, since you brought it up. So how do you feel about that? Because that's kind of what my stance is. I'm like, listen, man. Kanye's known to do this type of thing. Oh yeah,
he's crazy, erratic.
Like he's erratic. That's why I tell you he's erratic. He's already on record saying he's bipolar.
Oh yeah.
Erratic and bipolar is like, all right, that's in urban words, that nigga's crazy.
Yes, he is.
But like, how you feel about, what I mean, like, what's your whole take on that, on that whole situation with him?
What a disgrace to the black community that man is. First and foremost, I hate that man. He's America's biggest Uncle Tom. And the fact that he paired up with Kundis Owens, I can't do it with him. But also, we're giving this man the attention he wants. And the fact that he apologized for his anti-Semitism comments, cool. But you're not going to, there was people really backing this man up about the whole George Floyd shit, and that's when I got hot, because I'm like, we seen the video, and don't try to. That man was a martyr. Right. George Floyd was a martyr. Don't try to fucking erase that image from him, because he started a movement. As unfortunate as it was, the way that it had to happen, don't ever try to downplay it. And like the fentanyl shit, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
That shit's for the birds at that point, because it's just like I hate Kanye, but I'm on the side of, hey, if we pretend like it's that person in our ear who keeps talking, we just ignore it, eventually it'll go away.
Go away like a little kid almost.
Exactly. Yeah. But as long as the shade room, and I get it, that's the shade room's job, is to post drama. But as long as the shade room posts shit like that, like we haven't heard about Krishan and Blue in a minute. Why is that? Because they haven't been posted on the shade room.
Right.
So if we just stop posting this, man, it would go away.
It would die out.
Exactly.
Yep. I feel you on that, because I even blame my friends that, you know what I hate on social media? When people, they share shit, right? They'll be like, oh my God, this is fucked up. But then they share it. Like, that's the passion. I'm like, you just shared it, my nigga.
Right.
Now you realize we all see it now? That's why, yeah. So, like, that's kind of like goes into what you just said with that, because that's kind of how I feel about this shit. Even when Kanye said that shit about Floyd with the fentanyl shit, like, that sounded like to me like, that's like when a nigga gets shot and, like, he gets shot, and then they bring up something that got nothing to do with how,
nothing
like,
to do.
This nigga had his knee on his neck.
Right.
He talking about something, the knee in the neck didn't really kill him. So what the fuck did?
Please, because if the knee
What
wasn't
the
on his
fuck
neck,
did?
George Floyd would still be walking
What
these
the
streets
fuck
today.
did? That's what I'm, and that's like that. That's the one thing I would say. Like, nah, you can't be up there and just say shit like that. And every people that be like, you know, you hear all types, like you said, Kundis Owens.
Kundis.
Like when they say the shit, the $20 counterfeit. I'm like, so he deserved to die over that?
He deserved to die over
I'm like, he deserved to die over that? I'm like, nah, nigga, because when y'all say that, that's what y'all saying.
Exactly.
You be like, well, he was using the $20 bill. I'm like, all right, so what if your ass was down somewhere you want to be in life and you was hungry, that's all you had?
That's all you had.
Yeah.
And the thing is that pisses me off the most is that man was trying to get right. He really was. Like, just from reading the articles and everything, he moved up to Minnesota from Texas to create a better life for himself. That should be worth something.
Right.
And they took that shit away. And honestly, that little 25-year sentence, that shit was a cop-out. That man should have gotten life in prison. You take a life, you owe your own life.
Especially how he did it. Like,
absolutely.
You sat on this nigga's neck for like, was that shit like 12 minutes?
It was like
8 minutes.
But he was dead. And then he's still, and then the black cop Andrew King or whatever didn't do anything. It's like, you're not for the people.
All
sir.
them cops, all them cops. That's why they all getting arrested. Cause I'm like, yo, if I don't give a fuck, like you could be like, yo, get off, say his name, whatever, yo, get off him. Right. That's all you got to do. Like, that's why it's just sitting there. It's like, it's for y'all, it's one of him. If that was the case,
exactly.
If y'all all say, oh, we knew it was wrong, no, you didn't, motherfucker.
It's a complex. They know that they're in power because they got the guns, they got the badges, so they abuse and use that shit. And yeah.
One thing I will say though from that whole Kanye shit, just like, cause one thing that I would agree was the shit he was saying about like the entertainment business, about them profiting off of black genocide.
Oh yeah.
That's and I was like, yeah, like, cause and it's fucked up because I told people, I was like, yo, Kanye saying that shit, but I'm like, he kind of using that real shit for his personal gain because he's beefing with people because they happen to be Jewish and he's just doing that. That's why I kind of felt like, you got to stop doing this, because this is what you've been doing. This is what you did with Donald Trump.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is what you keep on using, like, real shit for your own personal,
to exploit it.
To exploit it. He's exploited it,
And he's the one, Adidas raped and stole my designs. You're raping it and fucking exploiting the black community. Okay, you're no better than Adidas. Let's be fucking honest. Like, I don't know.
He does a lot of shit, because when you say to people, it's like, yeah, you supposed to care what the people think. The people be saying, like, when he wore the hat and he tried to explain why he wore the hat, talking about some, oh well, they started calling us niggas, so we made that cool. I want to make this. No, we don't want to make that cool. I don't even like the way the hat look.
Who is we?
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't even like the way the hat look, nigga. Like, don't say we, my nigga. What's up with this we shit?
Right. Overusing the word we and everybody and y'all. Like, no, please don't bunch us in.
No, you're not lying.
I don't associate with them.
You are definitely not lying. So, you watch Netflix at all?
I do, yes.
Okay, you're a big Netflix watcher. So, I was watching this documentary, and I always bring this shit up because I feel like it might be one of the most meaningful ones in the last couple of years. You ever seen The Social Dilemma?
About the phone? Yes, I did. I had to watch it for a class, actually.
Oh, wow, for real?
Yeah.
That's dope, because that shit is like,
we are a sad generation, ladies and gentlemen.
When the first thing on there, what he said the only thing that causes, what is it? There was like drug patients and internet is the only ones that call people that use it users. Wow. They said that shit and that stuck with me. I'm like, they're kind of they're telling you in your own eyes, like, you're a user. You are.
We are.
We are.
Because that's when I'm gonna say we.
Yeah.
Because I overindulge in social media. I do, but it's so hard because I've been wanting to get off. I've been wanting to get off of social media because it's so fake. Keeping up with social media is dead. But like, how are you an entrepreneur without social media?
Without social media, it's impossible in this day and age. Like people don't even react. People won't even talk to you in person unless they know you. But if they see you on Facebook or Instagram, they fuck with it. They'll interact with you.
Give you the care.
Yeah.
The love.
Them same people will see you. They won't say nothing to you.
Hey.
But that's why it's like you said, like social media it's a damn near impossible.
It is. And like as a creator and everything, it's like you want to distance yourself from so for me personally, it's like becoming personal with my audience, but I also like to kind of like, I don't really like, contrary to popular belief, even though I put out a book and everything, I don't really like people knowing what's going on in my life, to be honest, because like people, I feel like they have hidden agendas and they'll use that shit against you. Especially, I don't put out my achievements until after they've like gone through, like new job. I'm not announcing it until I've secured that. 'Cause I'm very big on energies and people will send that bad energy your way. And so like social media has just created it where like everybody got an opinion about somebody. Even the least problematic people are hated by people who are haters. I don't understand. I don't get it. Nobody.
No, it's like it's a lot. It's so damaging. It's like literally like what you just said. Like you could literally post, "Hey, I like my favorite color is orange."
Oh man.
Why don't you like red?
Let
you
the
know
red
black look better.
Right.
Like,
let the rest of the fucking rainbow hear that. Oh. All hell fucking breaks.
It's a wrap, man. You can't even. It's like you can't win on social media sometimes.
No.
That's why it's like it's kind of hard. Like even me, like I take breaks where I can't be on this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I have to unfollow people because I be telling people your diet is not just what you eat. It's about what you consume, what you listen to, what you watch, what you entertain, all that shit.
Absolutely.
And like, who the fuck wants to wake up and see people argue about their relationship? And y'all gonna be right back together.
No, because that's that shit that really grinds my gears.
That
shit, because it's like, we know they're going to be back together. Give them 12 hours.
12 hours, facts.
It's 6.
6 hours.
Like, yeah. So, no, social media is the fucking devil. And, yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucked up because some good can come from it. But it's
absolutely.
like, I feel like, me personally, I feel like more bad has been coming from social media.
Oh, man. Yeah, absolutely. And it's sad because it's like social media. We hear about certain issues, but then others we don't hear about. Like there's shit going on like around the world that it's like we turn a blind eye to. But Krishan Rock and Blueface, oh yeah, we in there. Like
I'm tired of seeing them.
I'm sick and tired, and like she
needs some. I really feel like they both need some help, but I really feel like she needs some
guidance.
Help. She needs some guidance. Somebody needs to sit her down. I feel like she's just. Then I saw that shit where like. Cause you be seeing shit, you think, okay, it's internet shit. When you saw that shit with him and her family fighting, I'm like,
oh man, that was a hot mess.
Then again, I don't know her family, but it's just, it's just got to be wild for you to that type of situation where it's like
that you're the catalyst to that. This is happening because
you're the bridge.
Yeah, between these two.
These people knowing each other.
Exactly. And it's just like, I feel like she could change way easier than him. Blueface is stuck in his ways, I feel like, and all that clout got to his head.
Yeah,
but
for
Krishan,
real.
she's not too far gone.
I don't think she's too far gone. I think she could probably wake the fuck up.
Absolutely. That third eye.
Yeah, that third eye for sure. Because I'm like, man, matter of fact, ain't she here? Ain't she coming here?
She will be here soon, actually.
Yeah, I saw some shit like that.
Firehouse, I'm pretty sure.
Yup.
Yeah.
Then they still got that shit open?
Man, I got some opinions on that fucking
Yeah, let's
place.
talk about that place because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That shit was you know what I mean? A friend of mine, he was there. Like he told me like right after, like he was in shock. Like nigga, I'm right there when this shit happened, bro. This shit.
And like it just sucks because America is such a fucking business, and they like did their little.
You keep on.
Yeah, they did their little thoughts and prayers thing for like a good 2 days, and then they were like, okay, back to being open again. And I'm just like, the man literally just passed away in y'all's establishment on y'all's watch, and y'all did nothing but do a little, like thought and prayers and whatever, and then y'all went back to opening. And so I will never step foot. So I work at Breakfast Bar downtown. So we're, a little competition.
Oh,
East
word?
Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
So that's even more the ops now.
Right.
they the ops, but now they the ops.
Ops.
Because it's just like, the man just like read the room. I'm a big person. Hey,
that's crazy.
Read the fucking room. And so never will I ever step foot in that.
So
spot.
they just opened up instantly right after that?
Oh yeah, I think I don't know for sure. I think it happened on like a Sunday or whatever, and then they were reopened that following week, and I was like, ain't no way.
I could have sworn I saw a nigga doing an interview in there.
That is crazy.
No, I'm pretty sure now that you
Like,
say that shit
is-
is that's the world we live in now. I guess with social media, people feel like they can just exploit anything and just do whatever
Man.
they want. It's almost like motherfuckers ain't got no morals these days.
Oh, absolutely not. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely made me sad. And I didn't know the man personally, but he was very involved in the Minneapolis community.
Yeah,
I
they said he
saw.
was a real security guard. Like
Yeah.
he was good. Everybody knew. A lot of
Yeah.
people that I knew him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he just seemed like the most vibrant soul and everything. And he just wanted good. And
Shit sad.
that what really put it in perspective is something can happen at any moment. This life is not guaranteed.
We can't control shit.
You can't.
That's why I said like he got a stray bullet while I'm pretty sure he was working, right?
Yeah, he was working security that night. And like what's crazy is like I just feel like people don't understand the power that guns really, you know.
They don't.
And it's really sad because go my Glock with a switch, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, it's funny now, haha. But if you really don't take that shit seriously, like someone could end up dead. And we've seen that firsthand.
And half of them talk about doing it, they ain't even really doing it. Like nobody was trying to kill him.
Exactly.
So that just shows you that y'all just kind of just some bozos with guns. Like put that
Playing
shit
around.
down. Like that's why it's
Right.
like I don't get me wrong. Like I like certain music and shit, but I don't like as of lately I can't get down with drill music like that. I can't just
Man.
listen to a nigga this self-hate.
Exactly. And like, let me know what you think about this. But like, I don't like to impose my own ideologies
Mm-hmm.
on people. But me personally, drill music is very low vibrational.
It's very low.
Okay. Because like,
Look at the beats. It's the 808 drums. That's a
yeah,
low
like,
vibration
exactly.
beat. Yeah.
And it makes, and it's just like, we're feeding these people who are my age and who are still developing that frontal lobe.
Yup.
And they're glorifying catching bodies, guns, money, sex, drugs, and women.
And it's even worse because like you said, it's not only it's that, but it's like you're talking about it in your own community.
Oh yeah.
Like you're not talking about like, and not that I'm saying it would be better, but just to
Yeah.
be so proudly preaching self-hate. Like we don't hear other cultures. You don't hear Jewish people. Kike, I'm gonna kill a kike. I'm gonna spin a block on a kike and a kike and a kike. You don't hear that. You don't hear.
Right.
You know Chinese people. Chink, I'm gonna kill a chink. I'm gonna kill a
Yeah,
chink.
you don't
I'm gonna
hear
kill a chink.
that.
I got a bing, I got a chink. You don't hear that. We hear nigga. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's just kind of like it's fucked up, man. Like it's
is.
really fucked up. But that's why it's like that's why that sound kind of took off because they realize. What's the one thing we always hear about in music and industry that the artists want to own their shit,
Yeah.
the record labels want to own their shit. So it's like
Constant battle between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so imagine if you got a younger kid that don't really know shit, really misguided. He really is fucked up. They really coming from tough environments. Like what he's rapping about, he's not necessarily lying about what he's seen. He may be lying about saying he's done it,
Right. Exactly.
but he's seen his shit. That still could fuck you up too.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, let's give him about 350,000.
Rap a little bit.
Rap a little bit. He's gonna preach all this negativity shit. We gonna make money off him. He gonna die. We got life insurance policy on him when he signed a contract because it's a part of the deal. And now we in there. That's why it's like it's a bit like I feel like we reached a point now where it's like you really have to find like the good music.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
The radio don't play good music.
Why do you think Kendrick's not really played like that?
You don't hear that shit on the radio?
Not to, toot Kendrick's horn, but like when Kendrick raps, he's rapping of experience and he's rapping about like, I've seen this shit. I haven't really necessarily partaken hands-on in this shit, but this
Yeah.
shit scarred me. And this is what it left me with. You know what I mean? So
I remember you said that shit. You good? I told you you good, man. You can stay if you want to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. Yeah.
awkward. No, I'm just kidding. Let me not.
Was awkward.
As we talking about guns. It all comes full circle.
All come full circle. Nah.
But yeah, no, Kendrick, that's why he don't be played on the radio.
He's kind of like the modern version of Tupac.
Oh, absolutely. And he idolized that man too.
Yeah, I think he's the
Yeah.
the real version of that. Because when you look at like Pac is like, is Pac a Gemini?
I think he was, yes. That man was crazy. But
How do you feel about astrology? I'm going to ask you that.
So, like, okay, I will never fuck with the Leo. That's all. if you're watching this, never again. Because
Leo had you fucked up
in a row. Imagine hit me with the 1-2. Like no, not like physically, but
like,
no.
See, I looked at one.
No, like one Leo and then another Leo. Like, and so I'm just like, no, never again. I'm not that, oh yeah, like I'm having a bad day because I'm a Libra and my moon is in Gatorade. Like I'm not like that. But like I definitely do think that there's some type of like accuracy to it for sure. And all I know is I don't like Leos. Are you a Leo? Here I am talking shit about the homeboy. he a Leo whole time.
But no.
You different. You not like the rest,
Not
baby.
the rest of them. But no, that's like the funny shit to me because like I was gonna ask you like what made them like what was the things with them? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I definitely I tell people I agree in the astrology shit to a certain degree.
Right.
Like for instance, like when I was like 21, 22, 23 maybe, you could like most people will probably try to like categorize me in with most Leos. But you know, when I got older and I read more books and then, you know, like just life experience, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like people that know me, they're like, you don't even react the same way. Like that's not even, you know what I mean? And then it'd be like people I know who's been Leos their whole life and they had the exact same still. So like what do you think, like what was the biggest flaws in those Leos you were dealing with? Was it like they were like, what was it?
Embodiment of toxic masculinity, like that whole I don't have to show my emotions because you know Leo, lion, I gotta be macho and I gotta be a lion at all times.
Right.
Baby, break that wall down.
Right.
I am one, like I am all for men can cry. It is not bad for a man to cry. And men who tell men not to cry, you are the worst type of man. Me personally, that's what I think. Because it's just like those Leos that I messed with and everything, it's just like they embodied that like I have to have this always on guard. I have to always be on 10 toes down. I gotta be nonchalant. I can never, ever, ever tell anybody about what hurt me. And it's like there's a certain degrees of which you let someone into your life. Right. But I just found it so hard to get through to those Leo men. And I loved those Leo men. Like I really do. And I got love for them, but from a distance, for sure. Yeah. Because it's just like, and I just, you know, like I said, I'm not like in the fucking astrology book every day, like studying up on different signs, but like, I'll definitely say like, I have turned into that girl that's like, what's your sign? You're not a Leo, right? I have turned into her and I hate it, but like I've had men, oh, you're not gonna fuck with me. No, I'm not, sir.
It's one of those things where it's like if you went down that road twice, it's almost like you'd be a fool to do it again, and then like the same shit happened, you'd be like, man, I should hold myself not to do this shit.
Here we go again.
Yeah, facts, yeah.
Like, fool me twice, shame on me at that point. So I learned my lesson, and that's not to say like there are good Leos out there. I can you know, vouch for it. You're a cool Leo. I fuck with you. Yeah. But it just is like I can't on a astronomical level, like no.
I feel it. I mean, I feel it definitely for sure. Like the astrology shit, it's kind of fucked up now because I feel like these days now, the little niggas are people that like they kind of prove the stereotypes of whatever people think about, you know what I mean, that sign or whatever the case is.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's why I'll be like, God damn, why you giving us a bad rap? Why you gotta prove the sign right, man?
So what sign would you never mess with ever again? I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but like also
me, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, like I'm even gonna say it's gonna be a sneak diss. I can't say it.
Oh man,
I can't even say it's gonna be a sneak diss.
God damn.
Aquarius.
Oh, he said, "Fuck it." I'm gonna say. I guess Sagittarius, but Aquarius, like.
It's funny you say that because, like, yeah, I like that was like one of the last people I was dealing with was a Sagittarius.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's funny you say that.
Did they wring you through the mud?
I mean, you gotta. I don't know. Like I kind of tapped into myself a couple years ago, so I like.
Oh yeah, that third eye was open.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you watch Dragon Ball Z. I'm like a Piccolo. I'm like an Namekian, and I'm like a deeper. I'll be like,
you really out there like shit.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll just be somewhere else in space.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? But no, I mean, yeah, that shit definitely can get to you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, people go through shit with people.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, especially emotionally and shit. But I feel like you gotta just. it's about how you handle that shit.
How you handle it.
Yeah,
and
how you handle it.
Yeah, and it's like people really live up to those like stereotypes. Like a stereotype for I'm a Libra is like very indecisive. I can't pick shit. I can't. You give me 2 options, I'm telling you to pick. And AR, my best friend, she'll tell you. She'll be like, yeah, that girl can't pick shit.
Can't pick shit type shit is
Yeah,
over with.
no, for real. So it's like people really be living up to those stereotypes, but it's unintentional. Like, you know, like we're not trying to. I'm not actively trying to be indecisive. Mama just made me this way.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I feel like as humans, we are gonna have something that, you know what I mean, you're not gonna like. That's the point. We human.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't perfect. That's why it's like when people do little shit, it's always like wild to me when they like can pinpoint that shit out. Like, why you gonna pinpoint that shit out, but you ain't gonna pinpoint out this? Like, for instance, even with the Kanye situation, like, and I said this a couple of times in the last 2 episodes. I'm gonna say it again. I saw bona fide crackheads saying they're disappointed in Kanye's behavior, and this is where that comes in, where it's like, my nigga, you need to worry about what you're doing, bro. What? You disappointed, huh?
you a bona fide crackhead.
Bona fide crackhead, like
strung the fuck out.
Strung out, like genuine. And I don't even try to make fun of people for that, but that just like, this is just like the power of Facebook and social media, where people feel like they, like you said, they feel like they need to comment on something. They have to have an opinion. And I see people all the time, well, you know, I have to say something. You don't. No, the fuck you didn't.
Sometimes you can just shut the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck up. I'm going to keep it a bug. Like, literally, like, even me, homie, how that thing came, he could have just shut the fuck up. Like, I'll tell it to you now, because he's still in his feelings. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of don't respect that, because it's one thing, like, because he was gone for a minute. Right. He could have left, cool off.
And then came back.
Because he texted me before. He came back in. So I texted him, like, yo, you know you could come back. You good. So honestly, I agree. Like, I don't know. Like the shit is. Oh, never mind. I thought I had hope.
Like he was coming back to save us.
Oh, he's not mad anymore.
Right.
But anyway. Damn, what were you just saying?
I was just saying, like, yeah, the antagonizing and the invalidating of feelings, that shit dead. Like, we're too grown to, and if you don't want to validate my feelings, that's fine, but just don't fucking like say shit to really push me over the edge, because that's when that disrespect. And like, one thing that I kind of like touched on in like my book too is like my parents would do shit like that to me, where it's like, yeah, like, why are you mad for? Blah, blah, blah. You're such a brat, this, that, and the third. I'm like, well, Mom, when you say I'm a failure because I'm not doing good in school or something, or when you're comparing me to your friends as kids because I'm not getting good grades, I'm going to feel some type of way.
Right. And I'm not them.
I'm not them. And like, and so like one thing, no one's really like, the me versus you story in there, that's about me and my mom. She would do that. She would do that shit all the time, where it was like, my friends, like their kids are getting straight A's. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're not shit. Like this, that, and the third. And then it would be like, I would take it, and then I would finally blow up, and then it's instantly, you got an attitude. I'm like, I'm reacting to your disrespect. Right. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, the respect that you have to have for your parents it's essential, but it comes to a point where you're just like, you're just shitting on me. Like,
I feel like that with like a lot of older people in general.
Oh,
like,
man.
Like, I remember like when I got to a certain age and you just be around older people, and it's like, you don't get to say these things to me. You don't get to tell me, give me advice.
Talk crazy.
Or talk crazy. Like, and I'm not saying it in like a disrespectful way, but it's like, actions show all.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, and that's why it's like this thing where it's, oh, you better respect your elders. Where it's like, why did I have to do that when you don't respect yourself? I'm not gonna disrespect you. But don't be coming around here like demanding respect.
Right, when it's not due.
Yeah, like, where does this come from? Just because you're old?
Oh yeah, Granny.
Yeah.
Like no, like that shit. And I've dealt with that like from my family, because my family's like very traditional and everything, especially from my mom's side, because they're all Egyptian, and like they used to tear my little ass up when it came to like my looks.
Games and shit.
Yeah, like when I was in Egypt last November, and like this was my first time going with my hair being short. Oh, you look like a boy. Oh, I don't know. Are you a boy or a girl? Oh, this, that, and the third.
Are you serious?
Like, I'm so dead ass. And like that shit hurts, but I kind of expected that going there, but it's just like, man, you can't say that to someone, especially family. And that's why I don't fuck with them anymore. Like I don't talk to them. I unadded them. And that's that protecting my peace. I cut all them off. Like I don't.
I mean, honestly, you have to. Like,
Yeah.
family does not give. People think that, like, you know, having tough family members and that type of shit, oh, your family's forever. No, that's not. You being my family does not give you a license to be fucking disrespecting me. Yeah, to like, for like ever. Like, oh, that's my cousin, so I can do that. No, I'm going to cut you off and I'm going to go over here where they embrace me and I get loved at.
Like your friends.
Yeah,
your friends will really be your biggest, like, supporters and shit. And it's crazy. And, like, you know, AR has told me this all the time. It's just like, at the end of the day, like, if they don't got your back, her family has accepted me in more than my own family, honestly. Like, they've never judged me for my looks. They've never judged me for, like, the way I articulate myself. They've never, like, judged me for, like, I've had, like, some instances, like, where I've really, like, lashed out in the past. They've never judged me. They've lended that listening ear. Versus my family, girl, what the fuck? You stupid. You doing this, you doing that. But I'm like, this is, y'all push me to this limit.
Right. It's almost like the same thing, like, they would probably say when you're younger, you say, oh, I'm stressed. Oh, you too young to have stress.
I got bills.
Like,
what do you have?
I got you.
Right. You my stress mama.
You. That's why it's like, yo, like, people don't, like, that's why even when it comes to the black community, that's why I be so hard on drill, because I'm like, man, it's already bad enough that you come from a fucked up home where it's like, yo, school is the only piece he get. You know what I mean? He might not get no peace at the creep. School literally might be.
Literally.
I didn't have to deal with that. Shout out to my mom and dad. Like, I didn't have to deal with that. But, like, people that did, I know a lot of them niggas, they did. And it's like, some of them it broke them, some of them it didn't. Yeah. So it's like, you gotta, that's why with the newer age, I'm like, yo, it's the music, bro. It's the music. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for be like, yo, you can't listen to that shit.
It be everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And it's like, and like the club settings and stuff too, and like the glamorization of like this, and motherfuckers dropping $300 on a fucking bottle that they could get for $50 at Thomas Liquors or like Wine and Spirits. Like no, like that. It's just such a far gone generation.
I was gonna ask you that because you work in the bar, because like you work in the club scene, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's funny you say that, because I ain't gonna lie, I stopped going to the club 2016.
As
and that's
you
when
should, sir.
When they had like Dream Ultra, like I stopped. What was that shit? Me and my mans went there. Shout out to Rico 600. We went there literally for about like a month straight. You know what I mean?
Wow. You was in there.
No, like I'm dead ass. Like it was so funny. Like you could ask, damn. RP. No. I was gonna see guys. The promoter's dead, man. RP Chevy, man. It was Chevy, like he was the promoter. So I literally was like, you can ask Chevy. Right. He was going through him. We had like, it was to the point where like me and bro get a booth. I'll get one booth. Bro would literally get two booths, and like it would be like me, him, and two homies, and then like we'll like invite a couple of girls out, and then like it was like we was 2016 was fun.
2016 was a different ass year.
Yeah, after 2016, I started the podcast. So, you know what I mean? I got my equipment and all that. But no, long story short, like, we was in there and, like, that was my thing. After that, I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this shit. After, like, the last week, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I was like, I think I'm not coming to the club no more.
You said my knees, my back. Yeah. I'm getting old.
And it's just like, it was just crazy because it was people that I know who glorify, they love that club shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
They see me, like, they seen us, because I don't be at the club. I'm on my business, you know what I mean? Right. Like, when they see me, but they know me, like, because, like, niggas just play basketball. But seeing how they was treating me off of being in the booth, I'm like, this shit is weird. This shit is weird. I was like, you know what? Now I see why the groupies have groupies.
Oh, right. Like, because they're willing to spend that money, you know what I mean? And just, like... And it's sad because as soon as you stop going in the club, it's, well, where you been? I've been at the crib.
Ain't that the craziest shit? It's like, my nigga, I only can see you at the club.
Right, God damn it. There's a whole life outside of fucking Aqua Nightclub, Monarch.
Yeah,
you know, Monarch. Like going down there every once in a while, cool. You know, I'll go down there with AR every once in a while, you know. But like and I honestly, like, this is a really hot take, and some people may don't fight me now, but I get sad when I see regulars at the club. I get real fucking sad. And like, I love
regulars at the club.
Yeah, like when I see like the same group getting a booth like
every
weekend, like outside of like the people who own Breakfast Bar, like it's like the support is great, but it's just like, so have you ever heard of a book?
Yeah, something, right?
Book versus booth. Like,
book versus booth. Hey, that might be the title for your next book.
Man, I swear to God.
Hey, you should do that. You should write, you got the experience, yo.
Man, I got some stories to tell too. part 2.
Yeah, you
like,
do. Yeah, for sure. Yo, definitely share them.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, speaking of club, I just thought about couches. You was doing the Hustlers Lounge. That's you?
Yeah, the Hustlers Lounge is me. I appreciate the follow. So the backstory behind Hustlers Lounge, my ex, we started that together. Great vision, right? And then I'm not gonna lie, I definitely got on his ass about a lot of things, and that was just my like very controlling nature. And he told me that before we even got deep into the Hustlers Lounge, he was like, "You can be controlling." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, and then after we broke up because of the Hustlers Lounge and stuff, like that was like the premise of like why we broke up. And then it got really hard to do it by myself because, you know, you have that partner and they're helping you and like they're coordinating things with you. Then when it was just me.
I just lost mine. I just play.
Oh, shit.
No, it's playing. I got like 3 homies that help me.
Okay,
good.
good.
I got 3 homies.
Oh, but like.
And they don't be running around saying they producers and shit.
Man, because that's like overstepping your boundary. And like, say no more is like you cultivated this by yourself, right? So like for someone to say like, oh yeah, I'm his producer, like, come on now.
I got mad when I heard that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, I would too. Like,
I was like, what? I was like, you're a producer because you stand behind the camera and and maybe every now and again you give your advice and maybe sometimes I listen to it.
Right,
like
exactly.
You shouldn't be walking around with that type of badge. But that's the entitlement I feel like a lot of people have in this world today.
They think that they're entitled to you
yeah,
and your art. It's like, this is mine, whatever is I will support you and I appreciate your support, but respectfully, no.
I definitely agree on that. Like that's why it's just like it's so hard now in the world, but things happen for a reason, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you say in here, things happen for a reason, man. Everything's a lesson.
Everything's a lesson. And like towards the end of my story about him, I said like, even though we like ended on good terms and like we agreed to be friends and we faded into strangers, I'm very grateful for the lesson because like it was a very humbling moment to be like, I do not need to be in control of things all the time. And so that's why I've taken like a backseat approach. And I've told my therapist too, like I'd be coasting and I wish I didn't coast as much as I am now, but I'm just trying to learn how to find that healthy balance of like being hands-on, but also coasting just a little bit and letting other people take over. So I had to put my baby, the Hustlers Lounge, aside for a little bit, but I do want to revisit it at some point because I loved meeting the artists in the Twin Cities. That shit was cool.
I thought it was dope. Like, honestly, like, and I'm not trying to throw no shades. I know it's a lot of people that's like doing like those type of formats, but it's dope hearing a female interview artist. I'm just going to tell people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you definitely should. You got my support.
I appreciate you. And like that's what like that, man, when I tell you when them guys was eating that up, they was like, oh yeah, you a woman doing that shit? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
but I'm just like, this shit that any woman could do, but I'm a
eat
that shit up
real.
still like I'm a
like we like most dudes like you know, you ain't no bitch ass nigga.
Right.
We appreciate, you know, strong, go hard one. Like what's like, yeah, hell yeah. Get what you want, talk that shit. She's not scared to sit down and talk to no dudes about whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's just dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Like and we don't see that here. What do we see here? We see like a lot of the same shit. Like you said, well, the club adventures, the shooting adventures, and the Facebook adventures. You know what I mean? The 3 things that we got in the Twin Cities, you know? So things definitely have been going a little bit better. Definitely have been.
Oh yeah, and I just really wanted to take a versatile approach to like anyone could come on, and like you have to really tread lightly with the anyone's welcome on your podcast or anyone's welcome on, because them motherfuckers who haven't created shit since 2005 they'll try to get on there, and I'm like, baby, get back to the drawing board and we'll DM me in a couple months when you have something new, because I'm not gonna ever like belittle your art, but I need something to work with. I can't take my partner, he definitely opened my, because I was motherfuckers like left it. Do you want me to keep going or stop? Yeah, like, oh, no, you good. Just sitting in a restaurant, enjoying my own company, drinking a drink, eating food, just being by my fucking self. It was awesome. And the coolest part of it is I stayed in a tiny house out there. Like, not a house that was small, like a house that was meant to be small. So
like one, like, I know what you're talking about.
It was a shipping container that they turned into a house. And I was just in there by myself. I went to the Nike headquarters. Don't go. Was
shit in there?
No, there wasn't. Like, I got a discount. I got 30% off of everything, but there was not shit to take 30% because I was like, no, like I thought it was gonna be like crazy ass Jordans that no one's ever seen before. It was a regular ass store. Like honestly, the Mall of America Nike better than that one.
See, that's because the fucking these fucking resellers and shoe fuckers fucked up the game. You can't even get a decent pair. You can't even get the shoes you want for the price. Like,
You can't. They taxing.
You gotta pay 200 more. Like that's why, like me, like I love the 350s. It's gonna be hard to get them shits now, especially with them internet business with them.
And it's just like it's doing more. And okay, so I'm not that old and I literally just started getting into like sneakers and whatnot, but from what I've heard from other people, it's just really hard to get those shoes that you really want. You'll be waiting months for it because them fucking resellers be in the stores right as the stores open and they take over and they dominate it. And it's like, get your money, but like at what cost?
It's thirsty. That's why I don't like the shoe game. It was always resellers in the shoe game. To this point,
everybody wants
it's
to win.
Every single person doing it. Like there's not been like if you don't win the raffle yourself, you're not getting. And then you're not getting it. And then the shoe niggas, these niggas that have about 50 people fill out raffles, right? Pay them, you know what I mean? Get the shoe, yeah. And it's like, god damn. And then it's what pisses me off more? It's the motherfuckers that don't even be of the culture that's doing it. Half of them motherfuckers will be like different races. That's just like they don't even wear the shoes.
They don't wear. They just want to reap the benefits of the money. So yeah, But yeah, it's definitely sad and whatnot. And there's been a lot of shoes that I've like missed out on, but I'm like, whatever. Right. They tax him. But yeah, traveling, gotta go solo. I love going solo.
That was like that's one thing that like even me, I've been out of town plenty of times, bunch of times. I've never went nowhere like I've traveled dolo, but I've never like went like traveled dolo and went somewhere, didn't meet nobody there. Right, just was dolo. I ain't never done that. So you might have just motivated me. Goddammit.
It's such a different experience too because you don't have to wait on nobody. Like you don't have to. Let's go make these. I was moving at my own fucking pace.
Probably felt good as hell.
As fuck. And like it comes with some risks. Like me being a woman and like I know nobody. I didn't know a damn soul.
That's the one thing too.
Yeah. So if something happened and whatnot, I was kind of SOL, But like. I moved with caution. I knew not to be out. Even when I went to the strip club, I was like, I got to be in that little tiny house before 10, 11 because like, I don't know this city.
Don't be out. Yeah.
Head's always on a swivel, especially working downtown. You really learn to, as a woman, like.
Especially downtown. Like, I saw something. Did you know that like authorities believe that like Twin Cities, like downtown Minneapolis, they think it's like a huge sex trafficking. Like it's like a passageway through.
Really?
Yeah.
Like from like Minneapolis to like other states?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That honestly doesn't surprise me though.
They said that, but I don't be downtown no more, so that's why it's like I don't really know how accurate this shit is.
Right. That's crazy. That's so sad though too.
It's fucked up. That's why when you sit back and I just like it's happening in our own town. Like I even remember a couple of years ago in Minneapolis, it was like that serial fucking bozo weird ass rapist dude that was running around doing that shit. I'm just like I had to tell my little sister, I'm like, yo.
This shit don't.
You know what I mean? Like y'all gotta watch, like ladies, y'all gotta watch how y'all move in these streets because these fucking weirdos, like
they're very calculative.
Man,
even when you think no one's watching, someone's watching.
Someone's watching. That's why it's like I be nervous about some of these fucking creeps that walk the world because it's like, real niggas don't condone none of that shit. It's like, yo, what the fuck, like type of like I don't know.
That shit weird. And why would you prey on a woman was like? At a disadvantage,
because they're weak. They're weak men. That's why they wait. Yeah. That's why they wait and they pray. And that's why it's like even when you look at the jail system, those dudes that do that go to jail and get treated better than the black people that's forced to sell. I ain't gonna say forced to sell drugs. That are really only options are to sell drugs.
Right.
Like how does this pedophile get treated more like? To me, and like I don't like to be violent and shit these days. So it's like I think. Pedophiles and rapists, they don't deserve to live. It's not justifiable.
Exactly. And I was just in one of my classes this past week too. My professor was talking about how hard it can be for a registered sex offender to get an apartment or a house, as it should be. That man should have been dead, to be honest.
Exactly.
I'm on the natural selection.